Welcome back to another episode of Tango Romeo 87. And remember, subscribe and give us a like and put a comment below if you have questions or comments on the video you see today. Today I'm going to cover a topic again that I see so much misinformation on given in social media, in camping groups and tent groups and winter camping groups. People think that you solve wintertime with a sleeping bag or a buddy heater in your tent. Now, if you're going to go out, and a lot of campsites don't have electric in the winter, you're going out in dispersed sites like here we are in beautiful Monongahela National Forest at the Mower Basin Tract, where there's amazing campsites that are free for now, unless people keep leaving their trash lay around and they'll start charging. We're losing dispersed camping sites. But anyway, today's video is basically staying warm and comfortable in the wintertime while you get out and enjoy camping, and why you need a 4-season tent and a better sleep system if you're going to stay warm and comfortable while you sleep at night. One of the main differences that I make between 3-season camping and 4-season camping is my ground cloth. This is just a tent fabric waterproof ground cloth like comes with most tents. And it's really good. It keeps the moisture off of you. Many times me and Tracy have gone camping and the moisture from the ground stays underneath this. In the wintertime, often you're dealing with snow and rain and just mushy ground. And I go to a piece of Typar or house wrap because you can put this in a puddle and literally put your knee on it and no water will come through this no matter how long you lay on it at night. 3-season, which is spring, summer, and early fall, I just use a regular tent pad. And in the winter, I use a piece of Typar. Now, I'm going to set up 2 tents. I'm going to set up my spring and summer tent, and I'm going to set up my winter tent. And we're going to talk about the differences between those, and then we'll move on to sleep systems. So I guarantee that you can stay comfy and warm on the coldest winter night. Okay, kids, as you can see, we popped both tents up. These are both what they consider a 2P tent or a 2-person tent, which you need to know the rule if you don't already. 2-person means 1 person with some gear. 3-person means 2-person with some gear. So if a tent's rated as 2-person, -1. If it's 3 people, -1. That's pretty much how tents go. This tent over here on my right is the Featherstone Granite 2P. This is a very hard tent to get. A lot of your top YouTubers have reviewed this tent and were blown away for the value you get. And it's around $100 if you can get your hands on one. You have to order it directly from Featherstone. You're not going to find them on Amazon right now. This is a double vestibule tent. So it has a vestibule in the front and it has one in the rear. I don't have it completely staked down. By vestibule, I mean it has this area in here where you can store gear. This is the Underwood Aggregator 4-season tent. This is under $70 and it's under 5 pounds. Super lightweight aluminum rods on it, and it has a single vestibule. There's no door on the back of this one, so it opens up and you've got that extra space in this tent as well. So the big question is, what's the difference between a 3-season tent and a 4-season tent? Now, you can go camp in a 3-season tent in the middle of the winter, but the theme of this video is people say, I get cold in winter, how can I fix that? The first step is a 4-season tent. To know what the main differences are, we have to kind of look under the hood because they look similar. You'll notice on this one, it's open under here for good airflow. They both have the vents here, and this one has a vent here and they prop open. So that's similar, but the open design underneath, and these will stake out so that you can get more airflow through the tent. The 4-season tent is designed to have airflow at a minimum, enough to get the condensation out of the tent, but enough to keep the winds and cold chills. When you get a wind chill that's -10, you don't want that blowing right through your tent. The 4-season tent that I always recommend will have snow flaps. That's these flaps on the ground here that cover. I've been in this tent when the snow hits it and rides down and lays here, and I don't have to worry about any moisture seeping in because the snow kind of packs around it. But to see what the real difference between a 3-season and a 4-season tent is, we have to get the rain flies off of them, and I'll show you what that difference is. Once we do that, we'll move on to a sleep system that'll keep you warm laying on the ground. Now we're ready to take a look under the hood. First, we'll look at the pole system on both of these. This is a single piece pole that has Ys on both ends with the T in the middle. This is 2 double poles. Both of them are ultra lightweight aluminum, and they don't add much weight to your pack at all. Both of them have the clip style that just quick setup. You just take the clip it on the pole. You can probably see already the primary difference between the two tents. This is rain fly off. This tent is mesh all the way around. And with that gap that hangs under the rain fly, this thing allows air circulation. Because when it's warm, you want air circulation so you stay nice and cool. Here in West Virginia, it's nearly impossible to sleep with the rain fly off because the heavy dew at night would drown you in a tent. But people out west often use this type of tent in the summer so they can stargaze while they sleep. Now my Underwood Aggregator, my 4-season tent, you can see how it's designed. I'll flip it up here if I can so you can see. As far as the top goes, this is the only vent that's in the top of this tent. It doesn't have mesh all the way around. So when those cold winter winds are whipping through, you're not being constantly blasted with wind. But with that rain fly and the vents on the end, your condensation goes out. If it's not too cold, I can sleep with the big door shut and leave the screen open all the way or partially with the vestibule. But if there's a lot of wind, I tighten it up. Now I will mention, in this tent, I have never one time had a condensation issue with it. Tracy also has this same, well, Tracy has both of these same tents, but this is becoming quickly her favorite tent too. It's just secure, nice, warm, and comfortable. I don't know about sleeping in the hot summer months because there wouldn't be a lot of airflow. That's why I have so many tents. These are my 2 primaries. Of course, the truck top tent is now our winter adventure quick setup and go. But the 4-season tent is just more solid. Now, I've seen this one covered in rain. I've seen it covered in snow. I have never had a drip. And I'll put a link below to this tent because if you're getting out in late fall, winter, early spring, I highly recommend the Underwood Aggregator. So that's the first step in staying warm in the wintertime. So now let's talk about sleep systems and what you should do in order to stay warm when you're in your tent sleeping. Okay, sleep systems for the wintertime are a must, but I also use these same sleep systems in the summertime, not in the hottest months, but spring, fall, winter, I use that. The first thing I like to do is put down an accordion mat. Now this is the Featherstone El Cordion, and it is very popular with hikers, bike packers, super lightweight, and it just expands out. Now I did another video on winter sleep systems that's more in depth, and I will put a link below. Made that one in the snow, but I'll cover this one real quickly just so it's done. And if you don't want to go watch that other video, but if you watch the other video, it's got a lot more detail in it. You need a winter sleep mat, an inflatable mat. Most commonly what I see in social media is, oh, you put a mover's blanket in the bottom of your tent, or you put a heater in your tent. Listen, I've done it with my diesel heater. If you've got a tent that's built like this or is mostly mesh, most of that heat's leaving when the wind blows. So you're not going to retain a lot of it. Sometimes it works and you stay comfortable. In my tent, I sleep like a baby when it's 0 degrees outside or even negative temperatures. So an inflatable sleep pad, comfortable, but you lose heat. The ground's ice cold, covered in snow. You set your tent up on top of that, and that cold will just perpetuate up. It doesn't matter how good your sleeping bag is, because if your sleeping bag, the part you're laying on, you take the loft out, so that cold will transfer. I've got 2 air mattresses that I really like. Both of them packed down small. Both of them are light. This one is just a hair lighter, but this is the one Tigris that I've been using for years. But my new favorite is Hikenture. This is a 6.2 R value sleep mat. This is a round 6. This is a 6.2. When you lay on this, it literally, you can feel it reflecting your body heat back really quick like. Now what I like about the Hikenture is you keep your sleep mat in the stuff sack or in the air sack. That's an inflation sack. These just go out. You unroll it, flip it out, lay it on top of your El Cordion, and then you can use the air inflation bag. Has a valve. You get air in it, you roll it up, and you force that air in. Great. And it works. But I like the flex tail pump to take on my camping trips because it quickly fills your mats. So you've inflated your sleep mat, and now you've got an R value from your El Cordion, and you have an R value from your mat. So you're looking at 7.5, 8 in your R value, which is high. When you lay on this mat, you can immediately start to feel your heat radiate back from it. And this mat is, when I bought it, it was less than $80. And the El Cordion, I mean, it's just pocket change, really. Then, lightweight, I go with down. And the brand I like, if you've watched any of my videos, is Qezer. And I will put links to all of these things below in the video. As you can see, this is a Qezer. Now this is my 20-degree bag. And you can see how wide it is. It still needs to loft a little bit. When I've been sleeping in the rooftop tent this weekend, I've just laid with it on top of me. I haven't even gotten into it. When I have a 0 bag, Tracy has a -8 bag from Qezer. When I get in my 0 bag at 20, 25 degrees, I have to keep it unzipped because I get so warm in the sleep system. Now, if you're really cold natured, take the little hot hands, little chemical hand warmers, shake them up, wait about 5 minutes, toss one down in the sleeping bag at the foot box and one at your hip area before you climb in the sleeping bag for the night. And I promise you, you'll stay warm. But the Qezer bag is down and it's uber lightweight. Even the 0 bag, super comfortable. And it's got the draft collar if you want to draft it up in the winter. I can side sleep in this. Well, that's it, kids. It's a short video because there's no magic trick on how to stay warm in the wintertime. You'll get all kinds of crazy advice. But spend just a little bit of money, and I don't mean buying those big brands off the big 3-letter camp store. There are great brands out here. Accordion, sleep mat with an R value, a good R value, the higher the better, and a good down sleeping bag. And that Qezer bag is not expensive, kids. This is not a $600 bag. This is a bag that you can afford on a small budget, and you can get out there and enjoy those winter months. I'm not going to keep you anymore. Subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and make a comment below. And I will put links to everything that we reviewed today. And these are things that I have tried and true. Tracy is cold nature, and she has tried, and they're true. So get out there and enjoy you some cold weather camping, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.